Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back today for another video. This is your boy Stevius. Thank you so much for tuning in. And before we dive straight into today's topic, I just want to announce that I did start that second channel that I had always talked about starting. It's going to be in the description. You can find a link to that. And that's where I'm going to be covering all the other games that I like to play. You know, The Division, Red Dead Redemption, Madden, what have you, everything that's not Call of Duty, Battlefield, a Battle Royale, or a first-person shooter in general. Now I have a specific channel dedicated just for that kind of stuff, so I'm not going to be mingling the two on the same channel anymore. But on with today's video. If you haven't been reading the news lately, Michael Condrey has just dropped a serious bomb on what goes on at Activision with skill-based matchmaking. Now, I'm not one to make rant videos, but if there is one thing I definitely hate and despise, it's skill-based matchmaking. That's right, the dirtiest feature that's possibly in any Call of Duty game, probably for the last 5 or 6 years, maybe more. Who actually knows how long it's actually been there? But skill-based matchmaking is trash. So if you don't actually know what skill-based matchmaking is and you're new to the COD franchise, pretty much in a nutshell, what it is a feature that matches players who, based off of their stats. So if you're a weaker player, you're only going to be going against weaker players. If you're a hardcore player, you're really good, whatever the case may be, you have a high stat, then you'll be playing against other people at the same level, and it completely gets rid of pub stomping altogether in a nutshell. It's the reason why all of your games that you were playing in World War II, why they all were like 1 point off from being an in victory. It'd be like 75 to 74, 65 to 63. That's where it's coming from. It's coming from that skill-based matchmaking. And if you ask anyone who's been playing Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1, those were the days that everybody loved the game because it really was based off of just connectivity. So your games, you never knew exactly how it was going to go. It could be a whole team of just real total killers and against a whole bunch of real weak players. It could be whatever, but it would made a really good experience, and it gave you the opportunity, if you were a weak player, in my opinion, to actually become a better player because you were playing with people who were way better than you. And now it's making it to where the game is so much of a sweat fest, it's not even funny. So moving forward, if you're not familiar with who Michael Condrey is, he is one of the developers for Sledgehammer Games, or was one of the developers before he moved on to Bigger and Better Fish, which personally I don't really think that was the case. I think really what occurred was he was really butthurt with the way the direction of going with Call of Duty World War II and them telling him what was going to happen with his studio. He probably bounced out. Him and Glenn Schofield both together probably made that decision. So in a response to an article with Charlie Intel, Michael Condrey has spread a little light on the subject of skill-based matchmaking, and it all regarded in some tweets that involved Nadeshot and some other player. And so I'm going to read this article as the way this player stated it to ask Michael Condrey, it didn't work then, it's terrible now. And in response, Condrey stated that skill-based matchmaking was never directed into COD from me. He also explained that analytics, skill-based matchmaking, monetization, dedicated server coverage are all driven from ATVI's central tech and production team. And when you read further into the article, Condrey summarizes and states that developers have frustratingly little influence on those corporate decisions despite their impact on our games and the COD community. Well, so you can really tell from right there that skill-based matchmaking is definitely a component that's used by Activision, most definitely probably to sell microtransactions, guns, things that are in the store, because it was always a rumored thing that what they would do is you would play around and then you'd play with someone, they would match you with somebody who had said gun that would be purchased in a gunsmith or whatever, blackjack shop or what have you. See you get whooped to death by that, and then the in turn was you would think, oh well, if I actually had that and I spent some money on it too, then maybe I'd be doing the same thing he's doing. And in turn, that was also a rumor as how to skill-based matchmaking was functioning within the COD franchise. So now the real question that I have, is it possible for us to actually get this out of our games so that we can stop playing with this? I don't really think so. I think that because there's so many franchises now that are incorporating this and creating these safe spaces for all the people that are afraid of getting beat down in a video game, for crying out loud, I don't think it's going anywhere. I mean, I've heard it's in Destiny, for crying out loud. So if it's in Destiny, it's definitely going to be in COD. And I don't know, man. I don't think there's really any way that we are going to see an end to skill-based matchmaking anytime soon. I wish that just the presence of this article would create enough of an uproar in the community that maybe something can actually be done about it. But at least there's one peace of mind in knowing all this. It has nothing to do with the developers, and this is something that I've said before. I truly don't believe that any developer who put that much time and effort into creating a game would really want to corrupt it with creating unrealistic matches between players based off of putting people together because of how good or bad are. That's what competitive playlists are for. And that's why people go into competitive playlists, so that they can play against people of the same rank or tier or what have you, depending on what kind of game it is. So, I mean, I'm not sure. I wish that it would go away. It's probably not. I think it's here to stay. It's something we're always going to have to deal with. But that's all I have for today. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a rating. It lets me know how I'm doing, helps the channel out immensely. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, and most definitely turn on those notifications so that you can be alerted every single time that I upload a video. And once again, just a reminder, there is a link in the description for my second channel, so you can most definitely go ahead and check that out if you like other games besides Call of Duty. So most definitely, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for watching today. This is your boy Stevius signing out, and I will see you on the next one.